Am I the asshole for lodging a complaint about a food delivery person? A few days ago, I ordered some Chinese food off of a food delivery service. I told them to just leave the food by the door and I would pick it up soon. When the driver arrived at my location, he saw my dad outside, and my dad simply asked who's the order for. The driver checked his phone, explained that he had the wrong address, and drove off, without calling me to clarify about my address. 5 to 10 minutes after that, I headed over to the front door to pick up my food, but I couldn't find anything. So I called the driver, and he said someone at my home said he had the wrong address. I insisted it was my address and asked why he didn't call me to clarify. He then said he couldn't do anything about it and told me to talk about it with HQ, so I did. 15 minutes later, the driver drove back with the food in a bad mood.
How many minutes?
15.
Okay, I would say 50.
15 minutes.
Okay.
He demands that I needed to pay him extra for having him drive back to my location and blamed my dad for telling him he had the wrong address. At this moment, I was pissed. I asked him why, seeing as he didn't even make an effort to clarify my address with me. Then he drove off mid-conversation. So actually, I made a complaint to HQ, seeing as he was rude about the whole thing. I did receive the food, however, so I walked back in and ranted about it to my sister. She then told me off for lodging a complaint about him, as he was young and probably still a college student. Thus, this may impact his income. And maybe he was anxious about it all. To be honest, I kind of feel about it seeing from my sister's angle, but I still feel like he was really rude. Am I the asshole?
Now, when you first said like the title of this one, I was 100% going to say that this person's an asshole. Right? Because most people who file complaints about food products are just like entitled.
Yeah.
And like, the customer's always right, and they want us to go above and beyond.
Right.
Just not very nice people. But hearing this whole story, I would say this person isn't an asshole because this driver did everything incorrect. Because I've had people who have ordered food to come here, and like the person went to the wrong door before. We're like, hey, no, like there's 2 doors coming in, and they went to one time they went to a wrong building and said that it was delivered. So like obviously there's no food outside, so we had to call them. Then they were on to their next stop. They came back, picked the food up from like the other building, and they brought it here. So that's going to above and beyond when, although it was their mistake, because they could have called to see if they're at the right spot too. And they also could have read the signs at 2111 outside the building on both sides. But yeah, so that's just something that happens in this new industry of the food delivery services. So the way this person, now we don't know what the dad said, but I doubt that. I feel like they did get kind of taken aback by the dad just asking them who the food is for.
Yeah.
But if you're going to be in that job, you shouldn't be that afraid of confrontation. Not even confrontation, of just people speaking to you.
Question.
Yeah. So I would say this person is not the asshole. Because even if they're a young kid, they're still working this job and they have to do like the bare minimum.
And they can learn from it.
Yeah, if they messed up, they messed up. And then for this person to ask for more money, when it's their mistake,
that's straight up rude.
Yeah. So you agree that person was the asshole?
Yeah. Well, the person asking the question was not the asshole. The driver was.
Yeah.